Alright guys, we got a Makira 80 SE and we're going to be putting on the tightline braid 150 pound test. He wants to max it out, so we're going to learn line capacity of the Makira.
Gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I got a line. I'ma call the whole team.
Now, and if I could sell rods like that for that price,
Dude, I know that those guides cost me more.
Oh yeah.
I bought a set of guides for one of the rods that he's doing for me from Carbon Fishing. They're pretty slick. The base actually pivots.
Yeah, the on those Alps and Batson were the ones that created them from Italy. And remember the Transformers, the radio cassette, the way it folded up. That's the way the legs would fold up under there. Yeah.
I bought a set of guides for one of the rods. It's a Seeker Wicked, it's a 80 to 130. It's a West Coast blend, which has a lot more giving front end on it, the tip on it. Gives a lot more. And then he's doing another one, Seeker Wicked. It's just a Wicked 80 to 130, and that blank is stiff as shit. It's got an 80 class tip, but it feels like it's a 130 class tip.
Dang it. There it goes. You're at the line counter. I'm going to be tying the anaconda knot to get the braid to stay on the spool here. So I'm going to rotate about 8 to 10 times before I actually do my splice. If I go a little more, it's okay, but 8 to 10 times is normal. Then I'm going to splice my braid back in on itself here. It's real pretty sharp, man. Pretty sharp.
I bought that off of eBay for $700.
That was a steal. That was a steal. That's a good one.
Dude, I missed an 80 class. It was the 10th anniversary. The blue one with all of the, you call it, blotches all over it. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Gorgeous reel. I missed 2 of them. He had 2 of them on sale at the same time. They ended it in the same seconds.
Jesus.
Within, I mean, like you had 25 seconds and 25 seconds. And I got beat out on one of them. I was trying to do both and it got too confusing right there at the last minute. And I think I had a bid in for like $860 and somebody trumped me with $1,200. Sold.
Yeah. So right here, guys, I'm noticing on the tight line, right here it's really tight, and you can see where it's loose and loose over here. That may be a sign of fatigue on the machine. So, and I've only seen it during this one section. The first time I've actually seen it on any of their braids that I've gone through so far. But this is something that they want, the laser that they have is looking for anomalies in the line, like bulkiness, extra, pieces of thread, but I don't think it's checking for weave count for that, so that is a prime example of weave count separate, or not separation, but amount of weave per inch and stuff like that, so it makes it tighter. That was something that was a real big problem with the Diamond Memoy, because there are times we can't even get the needle to go inside of it. So that one was a little bit of a struggle, but I was able to get it in, and we're spliced good. Now we're gonna go ahead and close out the knot and get it going. I'm excited, bro. Like I love getting reels ready for the dance, getting the dress made. I feel like a tailor. already done
I
did
watched you do that several times.
yeah. Yes, sir.
Kind of cool how you got these winches on here set up.
For sail lines. But they can be used for fishing too because they have the drag on it.
Right.
So if you're reeling in and if a fish decides to pull, it'll pull line off of it. So yeah.
They don't have the real seat.
Huh?
They don't have the real seat on the bottom.
A reel seat can be manufactured off of one because the harness that it is put into is a 3-volt system.
Oh, okay.
So it locks
Yeah,
in, so you can actually weld it
sure.
to a reel foot and make it happen like
That'd be
that.
kind of pretty.
I got 600 yards of 200-pound test line on those reels. Alright, that's 100 yards on the spool. And just getting started. $200 yards. I felt something. It's right there. Might be just an extra strand of line in there. I don't know if you can see it,
I
but
can't see that.
but-
I got a new eyeball.
there it is, right.
As long as it doesn't part.
And you can see now that I pulled it out, it's thicker on one end and thinner on the other. I wonder if that is when they're making these individual fibers, that one runs out and instead of
Yeah.
they melt it to it and make
Yeah.
another one fiber.
Right.
That's the only thing I can think of because I mean if you look at it, I don't know if you can see that.
I can't.
So that is what it looks like. So with that being said, let's see if I can leave it in there because it really, I don't see it as a bad
That's
thing.
pretty far down the spool too.
Well, I don't see it as a bad thing. You know, if it was a chunk by itself, yes, I'd pull it out.
Right.
But I'm thinking it's a connection point from the actual manufacturer itself of putting the two blade the lines together. And I don't really see a problem in it, but if I can't get it back in there clean, then I'm going to cut this section and go and put a splice. But it was that hair of a thing, because that's how sensitive these hands are. I made a joke one day that I need to get my fingers insured.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but the manufacturers don't like your fingers. I can tell you that right now.
That is true. Well, it's not going back right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that area out and save it for later when I can take it under the microscope to see what it actually is.
something I'm gonna have to learn how to do right there.
It is actually at the very beginning,
Yeah.
because you don't know, so you're kind of questioning yourself through everything. But after a while, you'll just be
Yeah.
like it normally just feeds itself. And then all you do is pull the opposite end. Insert it in the needle hole. Pull this up and over. Pull it out. Pull it back so it's flush in there. Pick up the slack. And then do it again.
What yard marker are you at right there?
370 yards.
I'll make a sticker, put that on the side of the reel.
You won't see it to the naked eye.
Probably not. But
If you have your fingers on the braid, you'll feel it.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're not going to see it. Because now it's in front of you.
Right. Yeah, you can't see it.
Yeah. Drop the needle. There it is. Alright, here we go.
And I would imagine a lot of manufacturers do that exact thing that you're talking about.
It's the only thing I can think of, just using kind of common sense, I guess you would say. I mean, or an educated guess.
Yeah.
There you go. Common sense, yeah, no. Educated guess, I would say. And it was cool too, because the tightline braid, when I finally got to go over there and was walked into their warehouse,
Right.
a lot of the educated guesses that I was making, he proved pretty much everything that it had already done. So I was like, that was pretty awesome. All right, guys, we're at 4.
I looked at them on Google, and Google's got up like Google Maps. They got a lot of pictures of the inside of that place on Google.
Nice.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's either that or Portland. And Portland.
Well, they've been around.
All that.
They've been around. But I do have to say that they don't have a 150. They got 130 and it goes to 200. And I want to say between the thicknesses on it, you can get the 150 of the tightline to probably equal, if not barely beat, the Portland and the 130. A little bit on, and I think it has to do a lot with their coating. This last one of the last batches was pretty thick on it, but it may have been just that batch, you know. Do you remember what the specs said for this weight class on this reel or not?
They don't give it in braid. They give it in long. 1,000 yards to 85 yards.
At 700 yards. Getting it.
And once it's full, that's going to be quite a bit of line. You're taking out more line every row.
Yep.
It's getting bigger.
$900 right there. That's 1,000 yards of 130.
Yeah, you got a long way to go too.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
Yards. I'm stopping periodically for the video so that way they can see my capacity on it.
That's 1,400 right there. Easily get 1,600 and still have mono.
That's fine.
Keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. That's 16. I can still go. Your call.
No, that'd be all right.
Right there?
That, and then put that,
Mono?
yeah, whatever that fluorocarbon shit is.
Okay.
That's a nice even number.
Yep, yep. Alright, so the only bad thing is about this, the only way for me to get line capacity on is to down spool it to a spool to put it onto the line counter. You want that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I say, there's only 30 yards of line on
Oh, so you really don't need it then?
there. Yeah. I mean, you're just gonna splice it and we'll wind it up.
Okay, okay.
It ought to work like that.
Yep, no, it'll be
Yeah,
fine.
there's only 30 yards.
Okay. Where's my sandpaper at? There it is. Slide it right back out.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna happen with monofilament in general. So.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, you hold on to that little piece, it'll end up coming off the end of the line.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
Just like that. And I can't really tie that because
No.
it's fluorocarbon, so.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tie it when I get home with a rubber band. So
And there we go. 1,600 yards plus this top shot. Very nice.